This is the Patrick Star game. It's absolutely broken. If you don't know, this game just came out and I feel like it's flown under a lot of people's radars, which is really a shame because it's very unique. I only really know about it because I saw a trailer in one Nintendo Direct a few months ago. That was literally all the marketing I've seen for that game. But it was that little spark of curiosity that made me pay $40 to play this game at launch. So here's the context. I'm doing charity live streams, raising money for breast cancer research all month, and I thought it would be funny to marathon stream this game until I finished it. Why? Well, Patrick is pink. By the way, if you want to support that charity campaign, it will be going all month, and I will leave a link to donate in the description below. There's some fun incentives, like everyone who donates $5 or more will get a shout out at the end of every video I make this month. But back to Patrick. The story of this game is very deep and relatable. Patrick is unemployed. This is Unemployment Simulator. Rather than get a job or be a productive citizen of Bikini Bottom, you just kind of fuck around all day. Being unemployed untethers Patrick from the linear structure that binds other video game protagonists, as this game has no real set story path. You see, the end of the game is triggered by doing the Fry Cook Games in this big stadium, but you can't enter the Fry Cook Games unless you have 999 sand dollars. You get sand dollars by completing quests or completing in-game achievements. These quests can be anything from playing with Gary on the playground, to skydiving, to even playing Overcooked. While the achievements can range anything from jumping on a certain amount of bubbles without touching the ground, getting high scores in minigames, or literally clipping under the map. Oh dude, I want to clip through the ground so bad. Where'd I leave my leaf blower? It's by the balloons. So, hypothetically sit below. Yep, there we go. Oh my, wait, there's an achievement for that? This means there are countless ways you could beat this game. You can choose where you want to go and what challenges you want to tackle. It really doesn't matter as long as you can accumulate 1,000 sand dollars. I think this will make speedruns particularly interesting, as there's a lot of routing work to be done here. What are the fastest 1,000 sand dollars? What quests do you prioritize? And how hard can you even optimize doing all the achievements you can during those quests? I don't know, but I really want to watch a task of this game now. Speaking of the speedrun, it not only excites me because of the routing, but also the movement. So this game is a physics sandbox, which means there's a lot of room for some really interesting movement. I mean, you can get launched really far with enough momentum, certain objects will fling you around, but what really breaks the movement in this game is the items you can pick up. You've got like these projectile launchers, there's balloons you can pick up to fly. They even kind of copied Flood from Mario Sunshine, but the item that absolutely tears this game apart is the Reef Blower. So quickly, this is how this thing works. You have a blow button and a suck button. The blow button will blow away any physics objects, and the suck button will inhale and store them in your reef blower until you blow them out. Sounds innocent enough, right? Well, now let me introduce you to this groundbreaking mechanic. Sitting down. No, I'm serious. You see, while the reef blower is trying to blow objects away, that has no effect on Patrick because he's not an object. But we can objectify Patrick by sitting down and rooting ourselves to an object, meaning that if you are constantly blowing away an object you are stuck to, yeah. Just this alone makes it very easy to get to the top of the skybox or completely under the map. It's also incredibly fast and easy to set up. This is fun and all, but it's kind of more of a silly little party trick. Very funny, but not very useful. Sure, you might get lucky and have it blow you in the direction you want to go, but this is very unreliable to control, which is why it gets better. This is a box. Boxes are very unique items because they are physics items that you can not only sit inside of, but also inhale with your reef blower. Benches can only be blown, but boxes can be sucked. So here's a pop quiz for you. What do you think happens when you suck up an item you are currently sitting in? Oh my god, the fucking tech is crazy. Okay, there's no shot any of you got that right. So sucking an object you are attached to will suspend you in midair for some reason. This is useful in one sense, as dismounting the vehicle will allow you to drop out of the air, essentially stopping all of your momentum. But what's even better is what happens when you blow the box back out again. Yep, you get back in and propel yourself in the direction you're facing. Looping these interactions, freezing in midair, and propelling yourself again makes for not only fairly fast movement, but really consistent movement. You can use this to go far, you can use it to gain height, you can precisely drop out of it whenever you want, and you store the box in your Reef Blower to use it again when you need to go. Unless people find ways to make the faster movement more consistent, this to me seems like the coolest, funniest, and most consistent way to get around. Speedrunners, if you use this tech, all I ask is that you call it Garf Boxing, because I think having a movement tech named after me in a Patrick Star video game is the way I want to be immortalized into this world. What I think this game does so incredibly well is giving the player that feeling of, was that intended? Solving problems in ways that feel like you're breaking the rules is one of those feelings that will, at least for me, never get old. It makes you feel like you've outsmarted the devs, even if that was the intended design. So often, there is no real correct way to do things, which makes finding your own solution so satisfying. The last time a game was really good at scratching that itch for me was Breath of the Wild. Like, hey, are you having trouble getting this target in the pinball minigame? Well, what if instead of getting better at pinball, you flew over the machine and dropped in onto that target? Can't beat the CPUs in a race? Well, what if instead of getting better at the game, you just use your Reef Blower to speed up your car? Maybe I just like being bad at video games. When you find yourself asking over and over again, I wonder if this works, and the answer is mostly yes, then I think the devs have done something right. So, I found something kind of interesting. I noticed that when you equip certain costumes, it will spawn physics objects. This one is like the hammer meme, this one, and it'll spawn an ice cream cone. The natural extension of that is, well, can I continue to spawn ice cream cones? And yes, you can. And so the natural extension of that is, how fast can I spawn ice cream cones, and is there a limit? And I noticed, if you notice here on the pause screen, you can see Patrick behind. When I do this, you can see an ice cream cone spawning behind that costume. And if I keep just clicking on the same costume, it will continue to keep spawning ice cream cones in the same place. So I'm gonna mash this like a Mario Party mini game, see how many ice cream cones I can spawn, and see if it crashes my game. Alright, so I've been spawning ice cream cones for a little over 5 minutes straight, and I think I'm ready to unpause the game and see what happens when you just spawn all of these physics objects inside of each other. So let's see. Yeah, that's a bit expected, I guess. Now I'm curious if this will crash the game or if it will eventually figure it out. It's not looking great right now. Oh. It's been roughly 10 minutes, and I've gotten 1 frame. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh. You know, it got there. Obviously, it's not perfect. The game's pretty short. I beat it in just about 4 to 5 hours, and it's launched at a base price of $40. Sure, there is more to do after you beat the game, but I really think that first 1,000 sand dollar mark is really where you've seen just about everything new the game will have to offer, and the rest are more of the same missions and grinding random achievements. I don't mind short games, but $40 is a tough price for me to recommend this game to anyone who isn't interested in the insane speedrun potential. For most people, I definitely wait for a sale. Speaking of speedrunning, I do wish the game made it easier to do that. There's no save files and not even a way to reset your game built in. Essentially, if you want to speedrun the game, you have to manually go into your files and File Explorer to delete that save every time. But at the end of the day, I think what we have here is undeniably a beautifully broken mess. Everything is broken, but in a refined way. Yes, you can travel to the skybox, but the game expects you to and resets you back to the map. Yes, you can get stuck in stupid spots, but the game accounts for that happening and will reset you outside of those spots. As much as I tried to push this game's limits, it felt like it was ready for it. So many times where I thought I'd be soft-locked, it just kind of worked out. The amount of effort that went into making this game as broken as it is, but still playable in fun ways, is a genuine marvel. This is the kind of game I would have loved to have as a kid, and I think that's really important, especially in the current day. With Roblox, Fortnite Creative, and pay-to-win Minecraft servers, kids are playing absolute garbage. So I will root for any game designed for kids that aims to encourage creative thinking and unique ideas over grindy tycoon slop. I'm excited to see where this game goes. Will it develop that cult speedrunning community like Battle for Bikini Bottom? Will it sell well enough for them to make a sequel or more games like it? No matter what, I'm just happy this exists. Hey, thanks for watching the video. I really wanted to get this one out as soon as I could because this unironically might be my game of the year. It's the perfect blend of bullshit and polish. What do you think about the game? Let me know down below. Also, go check out my Tiltify campaign for breast cancer research. I'm going to be raising money all month, and there's some fun little incentives like thank you, Money Mondo and Astrowell for donating more than $5 to the campaign. If you want to get a shout out like that, the link to my campaign is down below. Go check it out and support a good cause. Also, like and subscribe.